appreciate everybody being here. As you know, the governor have declared a state of emergency. And we as local government need to. The storm might not affect us, but it's better to have it than not have it. So that is why we're here at 12 o'clock, today. At this time, we have a resolution that we will, adopt later on. We want Shane to give us a update on where we are and where you think we're going.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you all for being here. I've passed out the 11 o'clock briefing from the National Hurricane Center, which shows now an official cone track that can help as we move through and help us in decision-making processes. This will continue to change. It's an ever-evolving situation. Where the cone is now won't be where it's at necessarily 4 hours from now, tomorrow, those type of things. But the cone right now shows the storm, us being in the projected path with the different models, it could pass right over our area. So with that in mind, we do have the resolution that will be before y'all. I've gone ahead, I've talked with the American Red Cross. I've talked to Commissioner Williams and Commissioner Ford. You talked about it briefly. Should we get to a point where this produces enough water that river flooding becomes a major concern for the north and the south end, Winfield Community Center, and then also Fort White Community Center would be our locations to shelter the people that need sheltering from the river flooding. The Red Cross will provide shelter workers for us at the community centers. And then I would suggest we provide a county staff member to serve as a shelter manager where we have some kind of presence, but also do not interrupt the day-to-day operations of the county because they will still be going on should we get to this point that we need to do this. I put in a request into the state to get MREs as well as the boxed water. So the time frame on that delivery is unknown at this point. It is put into the state. My initial action is to have it delivered to the Lake City Reporter building where they have the loading dock and the roll-up door. Donnie is placing a pallet jack so we can offload it there. And then should we need to do the sheltering operation, we will ship it up to Winfield and to Fort White and get it there should those operations need to take place. If not, we will have it on hand for any future events that come our way during this hurricane cycle. Also, in addition to that, I put in a request for additional EOC personnel. For those that don't know, Heather Fudge from the Extension Office, she will be handling a lot of our public information, press releases and such. Heather, if you'll raise your hand. So I'll be working with her, but also if we go into activation mode, as you all know, I get very busy with the different things I have to handle. I've asked for additional support here in the EOC from around the state, as well as a PIO person that's experienced in disaster press releases that can work with her on that. My tentative EOC activation based off what I'm seeing right now is to go live with the EOC at 12 noon on Sunday, and then do the operations, do 24-hour operations here with our key partners, our law enforcement, our health, fire department, those type of services. So please, with those agencies, start working up a schedule to go from Sunday at noon, we'll say for till Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and then we can adjust that longer as we need to as the impacts become more clear. And I would also suggest that we have the CIC, our Citizens Information Center, run a similar time frame so that for those that have questions, they can call in and we can have that situated. So that would be my recommendations and the protective actions that we've taken so far based off what we now know from the 11 o'clock conference call.
What I want to do now, I want to the agencies that is represented here to give your name and what agencies you represented. Start with you, young man.
Shane Overstreet, Columbia County Fire and EM.
I'm Bethany Duffany. I'm the 911 training coordinator for Columbia County.
Lieutenant Dahmeyer with the Sheriff's Office.
Captain Chris Engman, Lake City VA Medical Center Patrol Captain.
Lieutenant Barfield, Lake City VA.
Katina Diggs, Columbia County Sheriff's Office.
Joel Foreman, County Attorney.
Jay Swisher, Clerk of Court.
Mark Hunter, Sheriff, Columbia County.
Carrie Guy, Columbia County Human Resources.
Tim Murphy, County Commissioner. Jerry Butler, Lake City Chief of Police / Acting City Manager.
Great.
Robbie Hollingworth, County Commissioner.
Rocky Ford, County Commissioner.
Everett Phillip, County Commissioner.
Heather Fudge, County Extension Director, County PIO.
Kevin Kirk.
Lisa Roberts, Management Services, Columbia County Board of County Commission.
John Brazil, 911 Center Director.
David Kraus, County Manager.
Jeff Crawford, Columbia County Fire Rescue.
Amy,
Amy Overstreet, Columbia County Finance Officer.
Josh Wanger, Lake City Fire Chief.
Brett Tompkins, Assistant Chief, Lake City Fire Department.
okay, we have, on record all the, participants that are here, in this special call meeting. Shane, would you, read the, resolution into the minutes, please?
Yes, sir. One more thing I want to, I neglected to mention before, for y'all's situational awareness, I do, FPL contacted me. They will start having trucks come in later on this afternoon and evening. They'll text me in a little bit and let me know when they have that finalized as to the time frame that they'll be coming in. But we can look for the power trucks to start coming into our community here in the next little bit, so. So we have resolution number 2024 R-28. It's a resolution of the Columbia County, Florida Board of County Commissioners declaring a state of emergency due to potential tropical storm / Hurricane Debbie. Whereas the National Hurricane Center has recognized the danger to residents and visitors of Florida from potential tropical storm / Hurricane Debbie, to be referred as potential Debbie, by monitoring a system in the Atlantic Ocean that may become tropical storm / Hurricane Debbie. Whereas potential Debbie has the potential for causing extensive damage to public utilities, public buildings, public communication systems, public streets and roads, public drainage systems, and commercial and residential buildings and areas. Whereas Columbia County has high evacuation times in order to evacuate residents from hazards of a hurricane or tropical storm event. Whereas the sheltering of residents or evacuees from impacted areas may be necessary. And whereas Columbia County has been included in Executive Order 24-156, signed by Governor Ron DeSantis on August 1st, 2024. And whereas Florida Statute Section 252.38385, Florida Statutes provides for emergency management powers of political subdivisions like Columbia County, while under a local state of emergency to waive the procedures and formalities otherwise required of political subdivisions by law pertaining to performance of public work and taking whatever action is necessary to ensure health, safety, and welfare of the community, entering into contracts, incurring obligations, employment of permanent and temporary workers, utilization of volunteer workers, rental of equipment, acquisition and distribution with or without compensation of supplies, materials, and facilities, and the appropriation and expenditure of public funds. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Columbia County, Florida, in an emergency session duly assembled the second day of August, 2024, that potential Debbie could pose a serious threat to the lives and property of residents and visitors to Columbia County, and that a state of emergency is hereby immediately declared for all the unincorporated and incorporated territory within the legal boundaries of Columbia County, Florida. Be it further resolved that the Board of County Commissioners hereby invokes and shall exercise its authority provided by 252.383 Florida statutes and the Home Rule Charter for Columbia County, Florida. Be it further resolved that this state of emergency will be in effect until any multi-jurisdictional state of emergency that includes Columbia County and relates to potential Debbie is lifted or for a period of 7 days from the date hereof, whichever period is longer, unless the board votes to end it earlier. If a quorum cannot be achieved for purposes of enacting this resolution, or if a quorum cannot be obtained to consider any subsequent modifications, alterations, or renewals, and imminent emergency conditions exist which threaten this county in the absence of such action, then the chair or vice chair, if the chair is unavailable, may sign this resolution or a renewal hereof, subject to later ratification by a proper quorum of the board.
A motion to adopt? We got a motion by, Commissioner Ford, second by Commissioner Phillip. I need a roll call vote from the commission. Ron Williams, aye. Rocky Ford. Robert Hollisworth. Everett Phillips. Tim Murphy.
Aye.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we have adopted the, resolution.
Thank you.
You need anything else on it?
I'm good right now, sir.
Okay, anybody have any questions or comments? Kevin?
Okay. We've already started doing what we do. So at 2:00 today, we'll suspend all leave for all of our employees. We'll suspend all contracts beginning at 2:00 today. We're moving all of our equipment to proper areas out of the field, our various locations. We're doing all the necessary things we always do. We prepare for the worst, hope for the best. At the end of the day, we will be giving out sandbags at 3 locations at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're getting everything set up right now. Those locations will be at Columbia County Public Works, Fort White Ball Fields, at Southside Sports Complex on Western North Road. We're limiting to 15 sandbags per unit or vehicle. If you need assistance, please go to Columbia County Public Works. Because this happens so rapidly, our personnel is somewhat limited as fast as we move. That being said, we will go and pull up all of our locations. We're doing that today, our problematic areas. We know where they're at. We have 5 permanent pump locations in Columbia County. We'll also be dropping off the barricades, the other 17 known locations in county. We also have multiple portable pumps. Biggest challenge we will have for those of y'all that were here in this room 12 years ago, we're looking at this as a rain event. We have enough pumps, enough barricades, and enough team of suction discharge hose to take care of our infrastructure. Question will become, if it is anything like it was 12 years ago, what do we do on the private property side of things? And that's a little early to talk about right now, but we have to digest that immediately. 12 years ago, that was your challenge. We were running over 2 miles of discharge lines at all times. And where you displace water can get somewhat aggravating, cause problems, correct problems. So long and short, we are prepared. We will be ready, as always. But if it does become a rain event that starts affecting private properties, that's a whole nother conversation. Okay, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Anyone else? Sheriff, anything?
You know, we've already started preparing yesterday, getting all of our vehicles and all of our equipment lined up. So we're set and ready, wait and see.
Anything from the city?
City council meets at 2:00 today for an emergency resolution. Okay. State of emergency and police and fire probably go to emergency sometime tomorrow.
Okay. Anyone else? Shane, have we done all we need to do?
I think we have, sir. I just want to remind everybody, Kevin, if you or your crews need any additional machinery, manpower, let me know. I'll put those missions in through the state. And that goes for the other agencies within the room also.
Can you red flag those? You have to order.
I have to order it. I have to go in, actually put a full-fledged mission in with a full description of what it is, and then place that order.
So there's a question. Sure. There's not a way to say, okay, we need 5,000 foot of discharge, this suction, 2 pumps, maybe right now you either do it or not.
I could put the mission in, whether they grant it or not is another story, but I could go in with that information and go ahead. If you think you might need it in a worst case scenario.
Financially, what does that do for us?
Financially, in the past history has been that we would get billed from wherever the pumps came from or the hose came from. But in this case, because we're under the governor's state of emergency, it may not have a financial impact on us. The state may pick that up.
Did you take a look at that, circle back to me?
I will. I will.
Anything else? Anyone? You all right, Chief?
Yes, sir, we're already prepared and all, we expected this one coming, we already kind of made preparations and all for it, so we're good to go.
911, you all right?
We're good. I sent out an email just a little while ago. We're still scheduled to consolidate on the 7th. Should the thing be really bad, or affect come over in Pensacola, looks like it's going east now though. We will postpone it a day or two, but I don't think it's going to affect anything. So we're good to go. If we do go to an Alpha Bravo shift for 911, what I plan to do is because that's going to give us a whole lot more dispatchers here than we really need. I'm going to probably send a couple over to the city to help them out so we actually do the consolidation. It's a thing, looks like it's gonna be like a Monday event or something, so.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay,
Oh, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
So I know you lost access to the server before because of the fiber optic down one time.
Yes, that was last hurricane last fall.
So what do we do? Have you got some kind of solution if that happens again, or?
Because we still have one fiber going from here out to the sheriff's office where the smart cop server is. There's nothing we can do about that. It's a fiber issue. It's not anything else. It's fiber. Because there's only, the sheriff's office only has Comcast. It was a Comcast failure last fall, and it was a Comcast failure when the truck hit the pole out there. So until we go to InDigital, which we are working on, that's going to be an issue. We just have to do paper dispatch, but we can do that easily. So, and then put it in later. Or we can go to the back if we have to, yeah.
We have the city at the back.
But still, we have to have the fiber connectivity from the sheriff's office to the city. If we go to backup, but hopefully we won't have to do that.
All of our dispatchers are well trained on
Yeah.
how to operate on paper.
They
They do it on the regular.
I want to be here, and then I know it's gonna be done, but, you know, we're gonna post about sandbags and all those other things and make sure they have the number for emergencies. She's gonna do all that. Because we're gonna get questions that, you know, that can be answered in one fell swoop a lot of times, you know.
So anything you need posted to social media and stuff, go through the PIO, so everybody's going through one point.
We know for,
We know about the
Well, it's fair.
sandbags, we know about the sandbags, we know about what phone number to call if you have an emergency.
but everybody gets their information now off social media.
Yeah, everybody. They don't call us as much as they should. They get it on social.
But everybody's got a cell phone, so it usually,
But if we can funnel all that communication through one point,
right.
then we're giving a consistent message.
And contact
So you're going
just to clarify.
Shortly, you're gonna post something about what we've said about sandbags and what's going on.
You need to give your cell phone number to them.
I will provide you my direct cell phone number. In the meantime, the county, for all the county offices, 1512 is my extension, and I do have that directed directly to my cell phone. So
Would you say 1512?
1512.
And if she has to move here, she can just take her phone, plug it in here.
And that's purely for social media, not, that, you know, we don't want people calling you.
okay, anything else? Anyone? Yes, Jay.
Any additional emergency meetings planned at this time?
Big pardon?
Any additional emergency meetings planned at this time?
Not at this time. We'll do so if necessary. All right, anything else? Okay, motion adjourned. Second adjourned.